What's up guys, Techmaster back for my final video out of these new MacBooks. Today we're going to be looking at the new M5 MacBook Air. Now, right off the bat I can say that this is going to be the best laptop for most people. It has an M5 chip, it's got double the storage. It is $100 more expensive, but this is what the M3 MacBook Air costed, and now that it's actually better, and that will help. So we have the new M5 chip, we get 18 hours battery life, AI, Apple Intelligence, that kind of thing. We have 512 gigs of storage default and 16 gigs of unified memory. We get the new iOS and that kind of thing. The design is the same. Nothing has changed. We still have 15-inch and 13-inch displays and the same colors. I actually really like the sky blue. I've seen it a lot in person. A lot of people in my school have the M4 MacBook Air, which is the exact same design. But this design is really nice. It's got the new chip, obviously. And if you're coming from an M1 MacBook Air, as you can see on this chart, it's going to be a huge jump. Regardless of how long, especially if you've had your M1, they're definitely encouraging good upgrades here if you have the original M1 MacBook Air, especially because the design is quite outdated and it follows the MacBook Air from nearly 10 years ago. So but the whole design is the same. So the same prices and that kind of thing. So if we go to the compare page, we also had the new MacBook Neo, which is a little weird. I'm not personally a huge fan of it, but as I said, I do think for the average person though, probably if you want $1,000 computer, obviously a MacBook Air M5, again, this is going to be a very good selling computer, especially for schoolwork. This thing is going to be an absolute powerhouse unless you're doing crazy video editing. But M4 and M5 chips, you can video edit on MacBook Air. It will throttle obviously because there's no fan, but if you're doing light video editing, this thing is going to be more than powerful enough. So again, the prices are a little more expensive, but we do get double the storage and the RAM. So specs are excellent this year, obviously. And I think this will be a very good computer for schoolwork. I think the M5 MacBook Pro obviously is a little more powerful for the intense stuff, but also they do have the MacBook Pro, which is obviously $500 more. But if you're video editing, that is something to consider because the M5 Pro not only does it have more GPU cores, high power mode, it also has double fans. So for cooling, it's going to be better. And there's just more performance. You won't get as much throttling compared to the regular. The M5 MacBook Pro, as I personally own the M4, I mostly did the MacBook Pro M4 compared to the M4 MacBook Air, which actually wasn't out yet. But for longevity, the MacBook Pro does genuinely do better. After owning two MacBook Airs with lower end specs, obsolescence is generally a little bit better on the Air. It will obsolete more. The MacBook Pro, for longevity, as my mom's owned a lot of MacBook Pros, they've lasted a long time. If you want an overall good lifespan of your Mac, the MacBook Pro can definitely be worth it for some. And the display is significantly better on the MacBook Pro. After using the MacBook Pro, I can easily say the display is one huge reason I prefer it. It's brighter, twice as bright. It's got 120 hertz. It's got mini LED, HDR, bigger. I like the MacBook Pro display much better than the Air. The Air brightness is also really bad, especially for bright environments. And there's more bezel. Clearly, regular schoolwork people do not care about that. But for me, the display is definitely a benefit of going with the MacBook Pro for sure. But overall, as I said, I genuinely think the 13-inch MacBook Air with M5 is going to be an excellent computer for school. I think this is going to be a very popular selling laptop. But overall, I'm just going to wrap this video up because I don't really have a lot more to talk about. But these are incremental upgrades again. All these new computers are pretty incremental. I'm just going to say it for the most part, especially coming from an M4. The design's literally identical. But if you are coming from an older version, anything older than M3, you're going to see huge performance gains. And if you're coming from an M1, the jumps are going to be substantial. So if you have an M1, now is an excellent time to buy these new computers. They're going to be multiple years ahead. This is a 5-year jump, not only in the chips, but in the release dates. This is going to be an excellent time to upgrade. So overall, I'll see you guys in the next.